Alright everybody, another easy one today. Idler pulley for the Wrangler. When I first fired this thing up, after getting it fixed with the ACM, I noticed something that I thought was an intake leak. It sounded like a flippin' jet engine, which, I mean, to me sounded like a whistle. After playing around and examining, I determined that it was the Idler pulley, which wasn't giving me a grinding noise, it was giving me this jet engine sounding thing. So anyways, picked one up and figured I'd throw it in here. It's kind of muddy today. I was hoping to maybe start doing some of the body work or you know, something else where I could crawl under the Jeep, but it is so muddy and nasty with all the melting snow. I'm trying to stay on top of the engine today, but let's get going with this. Shouldn't take long. So I've been watching a ton of videos lately, and they're all driving me nuts with the guys. Here, let me show you what every YouTube video working on a YJ seems to be like these days. Hey, here, we're going to change this pulley right here, and it's not going to be too hard. I'm not even sure we have to loosen the belt, so we'll go ahead and get this pulley pulled for you. So here's my promise to you. I'm going to try and put out some good quality content with videos that aren't shaky. Changing an idler pulley is not a big deal. It's not a hard job. I don't know if this video is actually going to be helping too many people, but it'll be helping somebody. And by not having the camera shaking around and I think it's going to be a little bit better quality. So that's my promise to you guys as I grow the new Heap of Jeep channel on this channel. So let's get going. We're changing this puppy up. So without making you dizzy, this is what we're trying to change, is this idler pulley right here. Now, on this particular setup, without an air conditioning in this Jeep, this idler pulley isn't really doing much. I mean, I can push the belt down out of the way. I could change this without loosening this belt, and in the real world, I'd probably do that, but that doesn't really show you what you need to do to loosen the belt and everything. It's not complicated, so I'm just going to go ahead and do it as if there was an air conditioning compressor right there and the belt was coming up and this idler pulley was rerouting the belt in a significant way. So that leads us to the power steering pump, which sits on this bracket right here, and then the tensioning device for the belt is right under the power steering pump. It's kind of a pain in the booty to get to, but before you can start twisting that knob and have everything happen to loosen the belt, you need to loosen the power steering pump from this bracket. You're not going to take it off, you're just going to loosen it so it can slide and rotate and things like that. So these are 1/2-inch bolts, and we'll go ahead and get these off of here. Maybe. Let me try to ratchet. There's 2 bolts on the back. It's a tight fit, so I don't think a socket's gonna fit down there. So we'll just use a wrench. And I apologize, I forgot to tell you about the 1 bolt that's down in front, like right below the pulley here. I can't really get the camera in there to show you, but it tightens the actual mechanism. So the pulley over here on the side is what you use to loosen and tighten the mechanism, but it won't slide without the one down there loosened up too. So I apologize, make sure you get that one too. Just to make my life a little easier to get down to that tensioning bolt under that power steering pump, I'm going to take this airbox out of the way and see if that doesn't clear things out for me. Well, what does that tell you? That tells me that something ain't right inside the engine. That's coming from that. Okay. So with the airbox out of the way, it's going to be a lot easier to get something down in there to get that bolt loosened up. All that does is it twists this bracket to loosen or tighten the belt. So we just got to get something in there to loosen it up. Okay, once you have the belt loose enough, you should be able to just slide it right off one of the pulleys. We'll do the alternator right there. Okay, this appears to be a 15mm bolt. So then we just want to make sure we have the right size, which it is. They gave us that little, I don't know, what do you call that, spacer, shim, something. And those holes look the same, so we should be good to go back in. Okay, so what are the torque specs for an idler pulley? I don't know. I've never looked one up. The good old German guy, Herr Goodentight, should suffice for an idler pulley. For me. For you, go look up the torque specs. Do it right. Don't listen to some guy on a YouTube video. So now it's just buttoning everything back up. So we're gonna slide the pulley back, or the belt back on, all the pulleys. So right here on the fan shroud is a diagram of how the belt goes on. Just double check and make sure this one shows you with the air conditioning compressor or without the air conditioning compressor. And what we changed was that pulley right there. And so now we just want to make sure the belt follows the right course. So now we've got to tighten everything back up. Only recently have I thought, boy, I really ought to get a belt tension or like measurement tool. I've got one on order, so I can't really show you how to use that today. I'm just going with my old way of doing it, which is, hey, it feels tight. And don't forget to get that one that's down in front of the power steering pump pulley. Alright, let's start her up, see how she does. Alright, my friends, well, there we go, another quick one. They're not hard. I don't think anybody that works on their Jeeps on a regular basis will need this video, but someone just starting out, this might come in handy, so hopefully it helps you out. Please get the word out that the Heap of Jeep channel has changed to this one. Share us, like us, you know, all that fun stuff, because we're basically rebuilding from scratch on the Heap of Jeep channel. So there you go. My promise to you, to put out videos without the camera shaking all over the place and actually showing you what to do. And for your side of the bargain, I need your help getting the word out that Heap of Jeep is now here. So we'll catch you next time. Gonna get into some body work, replacing the fenders, and you know, some sheet metal work and things like that. Got to do a tune-up on this thing. We got to trace an exhaust leak. Oh, we got to replace the seat belts. We've got so much to do. Oh, we got to repair the frame. Got to repair the doors. There's a ton of stuff to do. So plenty of Jeep videos coming up for you.